Hey everybody, welcome to class today. Today is going to be a 30-minute core and glutes class. So it's not really a yoga flow at all, really. It's just totally abs and a little bit of glute work. You're gonna need sliders or paper plates or towels or something on a slippery surface. If you don't have them, you can do it all without. I'm not going to cue it, but just know that instead of sliding, you can just step, and that's totally fine. My sliders are a little bit noisy, so I apologize, but I can't flip them on the other side because then I can't move. What are you going to do? If you enjoy these classes, please remember to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. And if you've got feedback, comments, or want to see more of something, let me know in the comments or on my Instagram, which is in the show notes below. We are going to get started today lying on our backs. Starting lying on your back, knees bent, feet planted. Take one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly. Take a nice deep inhale, feel your chest rise, feel your belly rise. Big open mouth exhale, let it all go. Seal the lips, start to breathe in and out through the nose, Ujjayi Pranayama. And on your exhale, see if you can feel the lower belly draw away from the hand, contract the lower abs. As you inhale, feel the rib cage expand, the chest expand, let the belly expand. And then as you exhale, gently draw the belly down, feel the hand move away. Feel the belly move away from the hand. Take one more like that. And then keep that gentle awareness of the belly. You don't want to crunch through the abs constantly and be chronically tight. You just want to have a gentle awareness of where it is. Neutral spine, natural curve through the lower back, back of the pelvis, back of the ribs stay on the floor. Take the hands down by the side, float one leg up to tabletop, knee over the hip, shin parallel, and then float the other leg up to tabletop. Notice that nothing has changed in your spine. And then from here, you're going to take the hands behind the head, gentle lengthening through the back of the neck, elbows are wide, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, think of the ribs sliding towards the hips as you curl yourself up. Neck stays neutral. Inhale, lower yourself down. Exhale, curl yourself up. Inhale, lower down. We're going for 20, so you've got 18 more. Make sure you're not yanking on your neck, and when you lower down, make sure that you keep that rib to hip connection. You're not flaring the ribs to the sky. You don't have to push your lower back down into the mat, but you want to keep that natural curve of your spine. About 5 more. This time stay curled up. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Bring the hands to the shins. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, reach arms long overhead, legs extend. Inhale, draw everything back in. Exhale, extend it long. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, extend it long. 7 more. Keep lengthening through the back of the neck. And again, keeping that rib to hip connection. Draw everything in, set the head down, give the head a shake, yes and no, release any tension through the neck. And then straighten the legs up towards the sky. Ankles are stacking over the hips. Re-establish that neutral spine. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, ribs slide towards the hips, back of the neck as long as you peel yourself up. Take the hands behind the back of the right calf. Send the left leg long. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the right leg towards you. So 2 pumps. Exhale, exhale, switch on your inhale. 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 Keep going just like this. Find your own pace. Two more rounds on each leg just like this. You can continue as you are or take the hands behind the head and keep going with the legs. This time really using the hip flexor and the quad to pull that leg towards you. Three more each side. Draw the knees in towards the chest, roll the head down, give it a shake side to side, releasing any tension. Float those legs back up into tabletop. This time take the left hand, press it into the right thigh, press the right thigh into the left hand, take an inhale, float that right arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, you're going to extend right arm, left leg. Inhale, bring it to center. Exhale, extend right arm, left leg. Inhale to center. You can stay with your head on the floor, or if you wanted to come up into a crunched position, you could, if that feels okay on your neck. We're taking 4 more. Bring it back to center. Right hand presses into left thigh presses into right hand. Inhale, float the left arm up to the sky. And then as you exhale, extend left arm, right leg. Inhale to center. Exhale, extend. 8 more. Draw everything back into center, hug the knees into the chest. And then plant the feet hips distance apart, setting up for your bridge pose. Knees facing the same direction as the toes. Take your index fingers to your hips, your thumbs to your ribs. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, I want you to think of drawing the frontal hip points towards the ribs. Press the lower back into the spine and then start to peel the spine off segment by segment, as if you were pulling a pearl necklace up off a desk. You probably won't get as high, and that's okay. You'll feel the glutes engage. Take an inhale at the top, and then as you exhale, do the reverse. So you want to start from the top of the spine as if someone's pressing their hand down onto your ribs, and that part of your spine comes first, working down to your navel, down through the lower back, and then the last thing to come down is the tailbone. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, start to sequence up through the spine. Make sure you're engaging the glutes and the knees aren't collapsing in or just falling out. Take a nice deep inhale at the top, and then as you exhale, slowly sequence down through the spine. going to take 3 more just like this. So it doesn't matter if at first you can't actually get every single segment of your spine to hit down onto the mat. That's pretty difficult. I can't do it. Most people can't do it. But that's not the point. The point is to try. We're working on something called lumbopelvic dissociation. So trying to get the lower back and the pelvis, instead of just moving as one solid movement, to be able to move those parts independently so we can release some tension in through the muscles of the lower back and get the muscles of the glutes and the hamstrings working more efficiently. Take one more. And then roll it down. This time, don't worry about sequencing through the spine. Keep the spine in neutral. Take an inhale. As you exhale, think of drawing the heels towards you. Press down into the feet and lift the hips up into a regular bridge pose. Once again, the knees are in the same direction as the toes. Float the arms up above you. Take an inhale here. Ground down through the left foot. As you exhale, float that right leg into tabletop. Take a peek down or take the hands to the pelvis. Make sure that right hip hasn't dropped down in space. Keep it up in line with the left. And make sure it hasn't hiked up towards the right rib cage. Maybe you have to draw the left hip slightly towards you. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, set it down. Inhale in your bridge. And then exhale, same thing. Float that left leg up to tabletop. Maybe the hands are floating. Maybe you keep the fingers on the ribs and the pelvis to see where your alignment's at. And set it down. Inhale in your bridge. Exhale, float the right leg. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, right. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, left. Keep going just like this, slow and steady. You really want to feel the glute and the hamstring of the supporting leg engaged. One more on each side. Come into your bridge pose. Keep the pelvis neutral. Float the right leg up. Extend the right knee so that the toes point to the sky. Same thing with that rib to hip connection. Keep everything nice and even. As you inhale, you're going to drop the right foot to hover above the floor. And then as you exhale, kick it up to the sky. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 8 more. Make sure that that left knee hasn't collapsed to the midline. Set the right foot down, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, float that left leg up to tabletop. Inhale, extend the knee, point the leg to the sky. Take an exhale to establish your neutral. And then as you inhale, bring that left foot to hover. Exhale, kick it up. Inhale to hover. Exhale, kick it up. 8 more. You should feel the glute of the supporting leg engaged. Last one. Come back to your bridge pose, take an inhale. Float the hands up to the sky. As you exhale, raise the heels. Inhale, set the heels down. Exhale, raise the toes. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, heels. Inhale, down. Exhale, toes. Inhale, down. Exhale, heels. Inhale, down. Exhale, toes. Inhale, down. 2 more of each. inhale here, exhale, roll it down. We're going to do one more little core move before we grab our sliders. So float the legs back up into tabletop. Take an inhale here, set the hands behind the head, and then as you exhale, curl yourself up. You can feel free to stay here with the hands behind the head. Otherwise, you're going to float the hands up to the ceiling. Take an inhale here, exhale, right arm, left leg extend. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, left arm, right leg. Inhale, float it up. You can always set your head down here as well if that feels better in your body. Two more on each side. Make sure that that bent knee stays above the hip, it's not drawing into the chest. And bring it all into center. You're going to take a couple of rolls along the spine, seeing if you can catch your balance on your shoulders and on your tailbone. And see if you can keep those heels hugging in towards the glutes, so you're not flinging the shins to make the momentum. You're rolling the length of the spine and controlling the movement with your abs. Roll like a ball 3 more times. Gentle tuck of the chin. Last one. Roll it all the way up. If you've got space and you don't need to fold up your mat, then don't fold up your mat. You're just going to grab your sliders or your towels or whatever you've got and roll up the edge of my mat. So we're going to start on our backs. We're going to do some glute work first. So take your sliders underneath your feet and then you're going to roll yourself back down, coming in to a bridge pose. I've got my sliders the wrong way up because they're really noisy, so we'll see how I go. I might lose them. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're going to come up into a bridge pose. Hands can stay ribs to hips, they can be down by the side, or you can extend them out in front of you. We're going to start just by sliding the right leg out, and then drawing it back in. Slide the left leg out, draw it back in. Your heel is on the slider, and the same principles apply. You're keeping that rib to hip connection and you're not letting one hip hike up towards the rib cage more or drop down towards the floor more. You're going to take 2 more on each side just like this. Alright, it's going to be a little bit noisy for us, okay. So you can stay like this, or we're going to take both feet out at the same time. So as you inhale, press both feet long, press down through the hands to help you as you exhale, draw the heels into the glutes. Inhale, extend it long, exhale, draw it in. Take 8 more. Bring it up into your bridge pose, take an inhale. Exhale, slowly sequence down, hello hamstrings. From here, you're going to extend the legs long out in front of you. Ground down through the heels, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're just going to lift the hips and the bum off. So we're in a kind of a reverse plank pose. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, slide the right leg off to the right. Inhale it in. Exhale, left leg off to the left. Inhale it in. 4 more on each side. You can keep going like that, or just like we did before, we're going to do 10 where we take both out to the side at the same time and bring them back in. Like a star plank. Set it down, draw the knees in towards the chest. And once more, we're going to rock and roll the spine a couple of times to bring us up to seated. And then you're just going to transition yourself into a tabletop position. We'll take a couple of rounds of cat-cow, so take an inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine. 2 more just like that. And come back to your tabletop position. This time you're going to stay in your tabletop position. Set your toes on your slidable objects. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're just going to lift the knees to hover. So we're coming into a bear pose. Inhale, send the right leg back. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, right. Exhale in. Inhale, left. Exhale in. Keep going like this. 8 more on each side. Come back to your bear pose, set it down. Inhale, cow belly breath. Exhale into your cat. So you can do exactly the same thing. Otherwise, we're going to send both legs out at the same time and bring them back in. So take an inhale, and then as you exhale, come into your bear hover. Inhale, shoot both legs back to cat. Exhale, draw them back into bear. We're going for 10. Back into your tabletop. Inhale, cow belly breath. Exhale into your cat. This time plant down through the hands. We're stepping back into a plank pose. Sliders stay under the feet. As you inhale, you're going to slide the right leg to the right. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale to the left. Exhale, draw it in. 8 more on each side. Set the knees down in your tabletop if you need to. Take a round of cat-cow. You can always just hold your plank. And then we're going to come out to plank, and you guessed it, you can do the same thing, or we're going to take both legs out at the same time and then both in. We're going for 10. time we're going to go for a pike. So we're going to start in a plank position, take an inhale. This time as you exhale, you're going to draw both of your feet in towards you as you pike your hips up like you're coming into downward facing dog. If you can, both feet at the same time, scoot back to plank. We're going for 10. Bring it back to your plank pose. We're going to come into a side plank. So we're going to do this one without the sliders. So come into your plank, big toes come to touch, ground down through the left hand, rotate to the outside edge of the left foot, and then reach the right arm up towards the sky. Option to stay here, or option to lift that right leg. We're just going to hold. Set the right foot down. If you lifted it, right hand comes down and we'll take it to the other side. Option to stay in your regular Vashisthasana, or option to take that left leg up to hover. And then bring it back to your plank pose. Set it down. This is our last little push. We're going to take those sliders underneath the feet again, and this time we're going to come into a dolphin position. So you can either interlace your fingers like you're going to set up for Shavasana, headstand, or you can have parallel forearms like you're going to come into pincher. I don't mind. Set yourself back into your plank. And we're going to do the same sequence as before. So start with taking one leg out and then back in, other leg and back in. Go for 10. Set the knees down. Feel free to repeat, or you're taking both legs out and back in. We're going for 10. Draw it in, take a breath. Final one, we're going for pikes. Again, you can keep the forearms parallel, or you can bring those fingers to interlace, whatever feels the best in your body. Start by coming into a plank as you inhale, and then as you exhale, pike the hips up, draw the feet to the base. Inhale it back, 9 more. Set it down into your tabletop position. Kick those sliders off to the side. Unroll your mat if you rolled it up. Take a nice deep inhale, cow belly breath. And a nice deep exhale into your cat. Come back to a neutral spine. Keep the hips over the heels. Oh my goodness, keep your hips over your knees. Walk your hands forward, come into a puppy pose. From here, you're just going to ground down through the forearms, snake yourself forward, coming into a gentle Sphinx pose. Really activate through the arms, chest comes through the gateway of the arms. Strong active legs, stretch out the front of the belly. And from here, you're just going to push yourself back into a child's pose. You can take any other stretches that you want to take. If you felt like you wanted to do a yoga practice after this, or you know, whatever it is that you're doing with your day, you go on and do that. I'm going to leave you here. Thank you so much for doing this little practice with me today. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day. Namaste.